Hey, welcome to All Things Music, Saturday edition. Could you guys believe we're already up to episode number 40? We've made 40 of these things since January 1st. Man, that's crazy. I'm still, down subscribers, but make sure you click and subscribe and hit the bell because I've got a lot of stuff coming up. As you've seen, maybe you haven't. We've talked a little bit about some scales and all kinds of topics over the last few months. I began this January 1st. I was told to stick it out and things will pick up. The channel will grow. So I'm doing this. I'm here for you guys every Saturday and Wednesday at 1 o'clock. If you're into matters of faith and Bible study, you can go to Sword and Spirit. And if you are looking for my bass playthroughs, there's a channel or a playlist on here that's for my bass playthroughs. But today we're going to talk about music theory. Is it necessary to play music or not? There's two sides of this. Some people say no because people like the Beatles and Kurt Cobain from Nirvana did not know music theory. They became rich and famous, wrote good songs, and, they'll also say music theory, too much learning can squash or squelch creativity and artistic aspects of playing music. And then the other side says you really can't play music without knowing music theory. So, which side do you come down on? I'll mention this again, but leave your answer in the comments. I'll be interested to see where you're coming from. Our cat is sleeping above here on the shelf, and I think my allergies are acting up from her fur, but anyway, yeah, but that's what we're talking about today. Now, there's a couple things that I say first off. There's two ways that, in general, basically two ways we learn things. There's explicit and implicit. Explicit is when a teacher tells us that a triad is three notes with a root, third, and fifth, and therefore like a C triad would be C, E, and G. We're given that knowledge and we take it in and we remember it. But then there's implicit, and that's when you first get your first guitar or piano, and you sit down and you start hitting notes, and or your drums, and you see like what things kind of go good with each other, and then you memorize that. This is if I hit this fret and this one over here on this string, and I do that together or closely in relation, it sounds cool. So it's picking up things by doing them. So one comes from outside of us and one is inside by doing. I tend to be more of an implicit learner myself. But, and then the other thing is, and this is interesting, in studying for this video, several people brought out a good point, and that is, music theory. A theory comes out of something that's already been observed. So music came first, and then the study of it and breaking it down to see why it works the way it does came after. And that's how a lot of things happen in our world. So, we can answer the chicken and the egg situation with music. Music came first and theory came after. The other side of that now, so that kind of supports that you don't need to know theory necessarily, but the other side of that is, you guys have probably heard of Adam Neely. Well, I once heard him say in a video that music theory is like the recipe book for writing a good melody or a good song. And I would agree with both sides. And, all that to say is, let me tell you what I do, and you can take this or leave it, or you can comment on this too. Let me know what you think about this. I've started playing bass now for, been playing seriously playing for about 2 years. Um, you can check out my bass playthroughs and my Get the Job Done video to see how I do that with my hands that are kind of messed up from my arthritis that I got from birth anyway. So go watch that video. Um, I tend to get in and want to. I approach the bass like I did the drums. You know, I learned a bunch of songs. I listened to music that I liked. I played along to it and I learned it. I broke it down and I copied it. Um, I got a good pile of songs that I could hang out with some friends that would play instruments, and I would be able to jam along with them. So I felt really good. You know, it was only up from there. So after a while, I'm like, now I kind of maybe might want to learn a little bit of why this goes like this. So I had some friends that took, music in school, and I took some. I took a couple of years in high school, but I just turned 51. And I forgot a lot of it because I don't never used it really in drums. They teach you like piano music and orchestra music, but they don't really focus much on rhythm and drums. So, okay, that aside. Um, yeah, so I learned a bunch of songs, and then now like with bass, I just got a book, the Rick Beato book. Actually, if you haven't heard of him, go check him out. He's really solid. He's a music professor. He wrote this massive volume, but he starts very basic. It's like a 500-page book, and it teaches theory, step by step, little at a time. I can go through that now slowly to figure out why these songs are played like this. Um, and at the same time, I'm learning more and more songs. I'm up to a couple, almost 300 songs on bass, and at least 5 times that much on drums over the years of playing in bands. Um, so yeah, it gives me a sense of accomplishment having learned a bunch of songs at first, that I can kind of ease back and keep learning songs and growing that way, but also learning how to break them down and know why they're played like that. So yeah, so that's how I would do that. Um, so it's a really good thing, and you can learn theory, but I wouldn't say that it's necessarily um, essential to writing or playing an instrument. Writing, you would probably want to know some, but I'll tell you, I'm finding that if you know that there are 7 notes, that there are like 7 letters of the alphabet that comprise the notes, if you can tune your instrument, I still have to use a tuner a bit. I can use fifth fret and open string tuning like that also, but yeah, I mean, if you know that and um, basically where the notes are, some of the notes at least on your fretboard, you already know some music theory. Everybody knows some, and part of our culture is that we just come in. Somebody once asked, who taught you the Happy Birthday song? And I thought, I don't remember. I probably picked it up along the way somewhere. Or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or A B C D E F G. A lot of these songs are similar if you listen to them too, by the way. Um, but we pick these up, we're musical from the beginnings. And with me and my family, and you can go check out Beginning on the Downbeat, my dad was a musician, his dad was a musician, and my uncles, and just I have musicians in my dad's side of the family. So I picked up some of that, and I heard it, and I was around it all the time. So music has always been part of my life. Um, Interesting. In studying for this video also, and I'm going to leave you after this because we'll keep it short today. But yeah, I learned that the music that you are drawn to when you're young, um, childhood, and teens, generally sticks with you for your life. We write music, and music is generally written to evoke some kind of emotion or feeling. That's why, different styles appeal to different people. It just grabs people. Something grabs most people. I think I've only met like 2 people in my life that said that they did not like music and don't listen to music. But uh, and one of them is actually related to my wife. At any rate, um, but it's true. I find that the music that I was listening to in high school, I'm still listening to. I like heavy styles. I do listen to a lot of Christian stuff though, but I listen to a lot of the punk and hard rock. It's my influences. Um, Obviously clean stuff because you want to be decent in what you're writing and whatever. But that's another thing. I've got that in other videos too. You can go check it out about being successful and getting in writing songs. Check that video out. You want to put something good out there into this culture and society. Have something to say, but yeah, I generally am still listening to the same things that I liked then. And so that's actually true. I'm finding that to be true. Is that true with you guys? For some of you guys that are older like me, that have been playing since high school, um, because I began playing drums and writing songs in high school. But for some of you guys that are older, are you drawn also to the same music that you were when you were like in high school, or has your music style and taste changed? Let me know in the comments. And also, let me know, what do you think about it? Do you have to know theory for the musicians out there? Do you feel that it's essential to know theory in order to be a good musician and write good songs? Or can you get by with, obviously there's people that have a good ear. Um, you have to have good pitch, perfect pitch, they say, which I don't. I'm learning, this note is higher than this one. I can get in the neighborhood on my fretboard now on my bass. If I hear a piece of music, I can say, okay, this is probably the note. And then I notice that it goes up, and then it goes down a little bit, and then it goes up a bit more, and then it goes down, down, down. So, I can do that now. And I know a lot of the notes on the fretboard. Now it's just I have to listen and hear and do more ear training. I can play drums by ear. I can listen to a song once or twice and then go play it. So, okay, all that to say, but like I said, we're up to episode 40 here. Like and subscribe. Comment below on what your feelings are about music theory, and also share if you're listening to the same music today that you listened to when you were in high school. And if not, and you want to share what your music style preference was then and now, definitely let me know. Mine's the same, although I have embraced some of the older stuff too. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I've been learning some of theirs. America. Uh, so there's stuff, Pink Floyd, um, stuff that I've learned that always been a Beatles fan. My dad was a Beatles fan, played Beatles all the time in the house. He would sit around on his guitar and just play Beatles all the time. So anyway, yeah. So that's that. Like, subscribe, click the bell because I'm on all the time. But you can definitely get All Things Music, a new episode every Saturday and Wednesday at 1 o'clock right here. And I hope to have good topics for you guys. If you guys want something discussed, let me know. Ask questions. But in the meantime, definitely like and subscribe. All right. God bless you guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. And I will see you on Wednesday. Stay tuned also for a playthrough because I'm going to try to do one song, a bass playthrough, every time I do one of these videos. And, for equipment and whatever, if you want to donate to me, you can donate to PayPal. It's MATHEWS AARON 71 at gmail.com. That's my PayPal. And you can donate to me there. People donate for my ministry sometimes. I'm going to have to rebuild because we moved. We're in a new area. I have to restart my business and get back to, I may start doing some work with bands. I'm not sure yet. We've got mixers and all that stuff here. So, but I got to rebuild and regrow. So definitely I'll be able to do better videos too. I'll get more things to do, better graphics and stuff too. So hopefully you guys will help support me that way. And if not, just watching the videos is a big deal for me. Subscribing. If you guys get me to 1,000 subscribers, I can start live streaming again. That was a lot of fun before doing that. I would give things away, autographed drum heads and CDs and whatever. But that's another story. All right. God bless you guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. See you soon.